I've been lucky enough to have had a wide variety of experience with custody cases. I've been appointed as an attorney for the child. I've tried custody cases as a litigating lawyer, many of those. I've mediated a lot of cases. I've acted as a judge in custody issues. So I have a pretty good perspective, different perspectives of issues involving parenting plans. And I just share those experiences with my clients. I tell them what's worked for people, what hasn't worked. We can be innovative. We have to do something that fits that family. They're unique, their children are unique, the parents are unique. So we do something for them. And it doesn't have to do with anybody else. First, it makes a difference as to whether they're separated already. If they've been separated and they have a plan in place for sharing time with the children and it's working, there's not much work to do. Although I usually suggest that we get some things in writing, at least an outline, so there aren't any misunderstandings. For example, someone generally takes the children on Christmas Eve to visit a certain set of grandparents. If we put that in writing, at least everyone knows ahead of time that's what the expectations are. And that way, if they want to change it, they know that they need to communicate about the changes. The custody arrangement can be almost anything that the parents support. In other words, there's no evidence that having a child 20% of the time as opposed to 50% of the time is better or worse. Again, it depends on that particular family. There's been a very interesting study done of families in divorce, and they took several hundred families and looked at those situations for 20 years. And they came to some interesting conclusions, the most important of which is that if the parents arrange a plan and they are supportive of it, the children almost always will thrive. And if they're angry about what they have, which is the result when you go to court sometimes, if they're angry about it, the children feel that, and the children don't thrive the way they do if the parents are fully supportive. I think I've been lucky in mediation not to have to resort to mental health professionals. And I think the reason is the parents' hearts are in the right place. They want what's best for their children. That's a high priority with them. And so we don't need the assistance of a mental health professional to tell these parents what's in the best interest of their children. They know it. They may have a little difficulty getting all of the details worked out. But because their heart's in the right place, it's relatively easy to mediate those issues and come to a great conclusion. I will say that I think most people who finish a successful mediation are able to communicate and work out arrangements or to make changes, to be flexible. But if they reach an impasse, I'm there for them. They can come back and we can discuss the same issues that we discussed the first time, find out what's going on in terms of the changes of the needs of the children, and work something out. And it's usually a lot easier the second time than it was the first time. The best advice that I give parents with children is that there's a gift that they can make to the children, and it's a very important one, and that is the children have to know deep inside that each parent wants the child to love the other parent. And if they do that, then a great weight comes off the shoulders of the children. They can feel okay enjoying their time with dad or with mom without feeling guilty. I take a great deal of satisfaction in helping couples with children. And I know that because they went through mediation, their children have a much better opportunity to cope well with the fallout from divorce. And I think that everyone with issues involving parenting should mediate.